Hello and welcome to Newsblitz. I am Atinuke Nuke. Some eminent Nigerians have urged President Bola Tinubu to consider national interest above the regional interest in Niger Republic crisis. They urged the president to deploy diplomacy and prioritize the sustenance of the relationship between Nigeria and Niger. The group of eminent Nigerians, in an open letter titled "The Niger Coup d'etat," aligning ECOWAS and other national interests, condemned the sacking of the constitutional government of President Mohamed Bazoum of the Niger Republic. The August 9 letter was jointly signed by former Independent National Electoral Commission Chairman Professor Atahiru Jega, former Nigerian Bar Association President Abubakar Mahmoud, and the General Martin Agwai, Professor Jibril Ibrahim, Professor Mohamed Kuna, Dr. Kole Shatima, Oseni Abdul, and Malam Kabiru Yusuf. Others are Mrs. Mariam Uwais, Kabiru Adamu, Muftau Baba Ahmed, Dr. Usman Bugaje, and Yahya Ashim. The Zamfara State House of Assembly has expressed worry and concern over bandit attacks. The House, during its sitting on Thursday, condemned in strong terms the way banditry activities have become so rampant in most of the local government areas of the state, where innocent people were found to have been killed, kidnapped, and terrorized. The Deputy Speaker of the House, Honorable Adamu Aliyu Bernin Magaji, said the House in its sitting seriously condemned the ugly situation and that the state found itself under the bandits' activities. The Chief Whip of the House, Honorable Luwanan Marafa Nagambo, representing Anka constituency, stands to explain on how bandits' activities bedeviling the area he is representing, and also made a request for more additional military that would fight the criminals. As sit-at-home order continues in some southeastern parts of the country, lawmaker representing Imo West Senatorial District, Senator Osita Izunaso, says the adherence to the order is more of fear than respect. Senator Izunaso recently moved a motion titled condemning the disruptive nature of sit-at-home demonstrations in the southeast Nigeria, and was co-sponsored by 14 other lawmakers from the southeast. He spoke with Silverbird News 24 about how worrisome the order has halted economic activities in the southeast. Governors of the 5 southeast states met recently at the government house in Enugu State. One of the things featured prominently on the agenda was the Monday sit-at-home enforced in the region by the indigenous people of Biafra and the demand for the release of Nnamdi Kanu.
Government don't dey, now we be government.
Back at the Senate, in his lead debate, Senator Osita Izunaso narrated bitterly how thousands of innocent lives have been lost since the action started. And at the same time, properties worth over ₦1 trillion have been destroyed, which has resulted in investors leaving the region.
That the Senate should condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is a gang leader. 2, urge the federal government of Nigeria to collaborate with the Finnish government and extradite Simon Ekpa for prosecution.
In an exclusive interview, the lawmaker spoke on the level of compliance and laid emphasis on the reason for the adherence.
What is actually happening now, people do not understand. It is not because they are obeying the sit-at-home order. No, that is not correct. But it is because they are afraid that if you come out on a particular day, you might be attacked, because they do more of guerrilla attack. So it is more of fear than respect. So that is why when you go to the villages, people obey the sit-at-home more in the villages than in the cities.
He also speaks on possible way out.
In fact, what we actually mean by political solution is out-of-court settlement, a situation where government will bring out the matter from the court, release him with some conditionalities. So I believe that is what we should be looking at this point in time. And if that happens, that will bring peace to that region.
The Imo West lawmaker spoke about the level of efforts being put in by the Southeast governors.
No, the governors are doing something, the Southeast governors are doing something. They are even calling for a security summit where all of us will come and discuss and find a way out of the situation. But the federal government, particularly the service chiefs, when we screened them, we did mention to them that some areas in this country are hotspots and that they should put special attention to those areas. And Southeast was mentioned as one of the areas that is hotspot.
The Southeast Governors Meeting marks the first to be held among the 5 governors since the inauguration of new governors into office on May 29, 2023. The House of Representatives investigating MDA's job racketeering and gross mismanagement of the integrated payroll and personal information system has called for a warrant of arrest on one Aruna Kolo, former desk officer of the Federal Character Commission. The call was made when the House of Representatives had a committee interfacing with security agencies to reduce banditry, assassination, kidnapping and other criminalities in Abia State, said insecurity is threatening the foundation of the region's existence. House correspondent Margaret Ogbo brings us more of the story and other stories from the House of Representatives.
Tension was high in the National Assembly today as the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee probing employment racketeering in agencies of the federal government resolved to issue a warrant of arrest on an ex-staff of the Federal Character Commission, Haruna Kolo. Kolo is currently undergoing investigation of alleged job racketeering by the House of Representatives.
Yesterday we asked Haruna Kolo to be here and some other personalities. Are they here? They are not. That is good again, it's interesting. I think agencies will begin to see the other side of this committee from Monday. For Haruna Kolo, the position of this committee is he will lose his freedom. We will issue warrant of arrest in respect of Haruna Kolo and compel security agencies to present him before this committee at any given period if he is so arrested.
In a similar development, the ad hoc committee to investigate the killing and kidnapping in Umunocha community in Abia State called for a multifaceted approach in tackling the insecurity issues in the area.
We must be prepared to tackle the issue at their core and work collaboratively to ensure lasting solutions that stand the test of time. Today, our focal area is Umunochi, Isikwato local government area. But the challenges that we have is that Umunochi and Isikwato local government area has crossed boundaries with 3 other states other than Abia.
Also, the ad hoc committee on student loans and access to higher education expressed worry over the stringent barriers and limitations to accessing the student loan, stressing that it will deprive Nigerian students access to higher education.
We're going to compile a set of amendments to the Student Loans Act that was signed by the President and propose to the House of Representatives to amend this act. Is there a timeline to when this committee will conclude its job so that whatever recommendations are being proposed by the committee can be included in the recommendations that we will gather from Nigerians and stakeholders so that we can make progress on implementation of this act?
The committee has therefore resolved to organize a summit with stakeholders to brainstorm on how to implement the Student Loan Act. From the National Assembly, Margaret Ogbo, Silverbird News 24.
A northern socio-political group has called for a reinforcement of ethno-religious tolerance for peaceful coexistence among Nigerians across the country. The chairman of the Arewa New Agenda, Ahmed Abubakar, made the call at the end of a 2-day roundtable discussion held in Abuja, where they concluded on a series of resolutions aimed at addressing communal conflicts and promoting harmony. Here is the report.
Delegates across diverse ethnic groups in Nigeria have expressed concern about the ongoing violent attacks by extremist groups, banditry, kidnapping, and communal clashes, all underlines the urgent need to rebuild social cohesion and brotherhood in Nigeria.
The participants identified the following factors as obstacles to peaceful coexistence in some communities in northern Nigeria: lack of respect for culture of local communities by residents, absence of inclusive governance in various communities and states, lack of information or understanding on the nuances and cultural values of communities. Against this background, the participants resolved to continue the process of dialogue, advocacy, and sensitization across northern Nigeria to resolve all issues of communal conflict and clashes.
The advocacy also calls for a grassroots approach to preaching peaceful coexistence.
A call on ethno-religious leaders to educate their subject on the significance of respecting cultures and religion of others. The national state assemblies need to address the issue of state indigene so that we have Nigeria as the nationality of every Nigerian. State government should register a joint vigilante group which will comprise of every ethnic nationality. The National Orientation Agency, NOA, should be reoriented and be more proactive with messages of peace to Nigerians in primary and secondary schools regularly. The teaching of history should be returned to our schools as a matter of urgency.
The dialogue highlighted the importance of revisiting the National Livestock Program and addressing the issue of state indigene to foster a sense of national identity. Chukwuemeka Okonji, Silverbird News 24, Abuja.
You're watching Newsblitz, coming to you live from our Abuja studio. We'll be back with more news after the break. Stay with us.